welcome back to my channel. If you're new here on this channel, we talk about law of attraction, spiritual development, and making you believe that all things are possible, one step at a time. So please excuse the no makeup. If you watched my previous videos, you know that I just had surgery and it's just not really, I just can't really do much with my arms right now. So yeah, today I want to talk about basically the concept of struggles and why going through any type of struggle is actually a good thing. But what we don't really understand is that when we are going through something, we actually choose to be in that moment. So if we're going through something chaotic or stressful or negative, we choose to stay in that emotion, to feed into that energy, to kind of grow what that is, and then it ends up being something bigger than what you even imagined, and then that's when the negativity and the chaos keeps coming in, right? When something bad happens, it's like a repetitive cycle. But we can choose to go out of that. We can choose to be in a different emotion to change the emotions and feelings that we're having. Now, the reason that we usually gravitate towards more of a negative mindset is because we developed habits over time. And let's face it, the media doesn't really show us how to work through a lot of problems, and the news is all drama, it's all just bad. It's just all really bad. So that's what we consume in our daily life. So if we're stuck in a problem or a situation, our natural instinct is to be negative, is to break down and think that there's no way out of it. But I'm here to say I have gone through a lot of self-healing. I've done a lot of work on myself to realize that if something comes up, I do not react right away. It's like almost impossible for me to react right away because it just doesn't make sense to me. And even if we're reacting in a negative way, there always ends up being a solution. It takes longer to get to that solution, but there always is a solution, right? So to me now, if something is happening, if something's going on, it's hard for me to react so negatively because I know that there is a solution to that issue. Like, no matter what, it's inevitable. It's just, there's always a solution. It wasn't easy. It took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of rewiring my brain to think like, okay, it's gonna be okay. I swear, like, no matter, like, it takes time. It really takes time, but you have to start from the ground up, right? You can't just, be floating in the clouds and you didn't have an airplane to get you there. You have to do the hard work. I sat with myself every single day, every single morning. I journaled. I constantly was telling myself positive affirmations and meditation. I started doing yoga. A lot of those things just collectively bring you to the present moment. So when you're in that present moment, we can kind of figure out what we need to do right away, because if we're in the present moment, the past doesn't exist, the future doesn't exist. You literally have right now, so you only have your thoughts in this moment and what you're supposed to do. But if you're going to continue to gravitate towards the things that irritate you, or you choose the irritating emotions, and that's why we have developed these symptoms of depression and being bipolar. In all reality, it's just emotions. It's a pattern of habits that you've created over time. And a lot of it comes with sympathy, because we all know that we want to be, thought of and cared for. So it's just in the back of our mind, like, and if we reacted to a situation at one point in time and we got sympathy from it, there's something chemically in there that just stayed to tell us that, okay, if I act this way, then I get attention. So we don't think about it that way now, because it's just it's a habitual thing. Like, you just develop that over time. You don't even have to think that way to even get to that mindset. But in end result, we choose that emotion every single time. You can't prove me wrong on that, because if something happens and you gravitate towards that emotion when you know in all reality you can be happy in that moment. I'm not saying it's easy to be happy in a a stressful time, or whatever's going on. Definitely feel your emotions, definitely feel what you need to feel in that moment, but there's a limitation to that. Like, you got to cut it off at some point and move on. You're going to be stuck in that emotion for days, months, years, and sadly enough, it does take that much time. I mean, I've caught myself years ago where I would hold on to things for years. Why? Because someone put me in that emotion, right? Someone caused me to be that angry and that upset for that long. No, not at all. You chose to stay in that emotion. You chose to feel that way for that long of time. And realistically, it's not good for your soul. It's not good for your energy. Like, you feeding into that negative emotion and thought all the time, that's the presence that you give off to people. There's so many people that come up to me and a lot of people tell me that I'm like a kind soul, or like, not even knowing me. And I think that just literally revolves around the practice that I've done for years. Well, I wouldn't say years, but I mean over 2 years that I've been dedicating my time and energy to a healthy practice, to a positive practice, to a healthy, positive mindset. So therefore, I take on that energy, and then that's what comes off of me. Now, if you're a very negative person, you come around me, you're not going to like me, because for some reason it like counteracts each other, and then that negative person ends up getting more mad if someone's happy. I'm not sure why that works that way, but I was a very negative person before, and if someone was laughing around me and smiling, I just didn't understand, and it would honestly just piss me off. I was in it deep. Like, the negative, just outrageous emotions that I always did. I look back now and I'm just like, wow, it's embarrassing. I was there. So for me to be where I am now, which I have so much more to, develop. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but for me and myself and my life, I have come a very, very, very long way to understand, and being diagnosed with bipolar and depression from therapists, that I chose those emotions all the time. So if I just choose a different emotion, then happy life, right? In end result, struggling is good. It leads us to a lot of happiness because we overcome something and we become stronger from being in that struggling situation. But it's a choice. So we choose to be in that emotion if we want to, or we can choose to be happy. So you take your pick. I hope this video helped, but that's all I got. So I hope this video resonated with you. If it did at all, please give it a thumbs up. If you feel like anyone needs to hear this video, please share it. It's only going to help me in my word and get across to everyone, and just kind of join this collective tribe that we're just trying to get everyone on this positive train. And if there's anything that you want to see, leave it in the comments below, or just want to chat, leave it in the comments below. And until my next video, I hope you stay true, and namaste. Bye.